Hey there, Georgie here with Ukraine Matters. Another absolutely stunning, beautiful day here at Kiev. Wonderful city. The sun is shining. It is fucking cold though. And we are having a great conversation while I'm on the way. So, recently, Ukrainian intelligence has stated that apparently there is some kind of an agreement being right now discussed between Donald Trump's administration, specifically Steve Witkoff and Kushner, with regards to business dealings with Russia. They are stating that the amounts of total operations could be in the ballpark of 12 trillion US dollars. Now, 12 trillion is a big number, that's a lot. That number is actually so big that it starts creating a lot of questions for all of us discussing and thinking, well, hold on. That doesn't seem just as simple as US is just gonna have some business with Russia and it's just gonna bring a lot of money. No, 12 trillion is a lot of money. It's almost like that there is something behind this number that is being made to just look good on paper and not actually being delivered. And I think that's the second part, that not actually being delivered is the most important one. Because where does this even come from? Russian total GDP, I believe, is something around $2 trillion. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, in comment section. I'm trying to remember this on top of my head as I'm walking down here. And so, if there is just going to be like a trade deal that's supposedly going to benefit and be in a value of like 6 Russian GDPs, how is this even possible? Like, just think logically, like if you're a person and over a year you earn some amount of money, then how suddenly, like even if you have some business dealings, how suddenly you can produce 6 times that amount? It just doesn't make sense. Well, the answer is very simple, because this is a pure propaganda number, and it kind of stems from this whole agreement and understanding about the valuation of the Russian land. The problem is that the same with Greenland. Trump most likely has been sold some kind of a picture-perfect narrative that has no heading in reality. You know, the problem with Greenland and Greenland economic issues is that there is a big pack of ice of about a couple kilometers that is preventing extraction of natural resources. So while the resources and value of those resources in Greenland is quite high, just getting to those resources might really cost you more than you're able to extract. And the problem here is that it's sort of the same situation for Russia. Majority of Russia is not only uninhabitable, it is also very hard to get to. Past the European part of Russia, movement of goods, vehicles, people, anything is pretty impossible. Now, the Soviet Union was able to do certain things. Why? Because it's command economy. Because in command economy, you can just order your slaves to just go one specific town, and then in that town, they will work, live, build their whole career. And that is why, for example, when finally market economy happened to countries like Ukraine, the Baltics and everything, then suddenly we saw some of the weird towns that US built and they were quote-unquote prosperous. Suddenly they just became dead. Why? Because there was no economic benefit to having them. Because it was all based on the planned economy. And this is important because even Russia, or even the Soviet Union, even that entity was looking at those resources that are supposedly located in Russia, and they're valued like in many trillions of dollars. Even they couldn't really extract them and get people going there to try to actually get some value out of that. And they did try. There is no roads in Russia, in Siberia towards the north. There is no ability to extract those resources easily. There is no ability to get people there for any kind of economic benefit without it being completely ruinous. So all of this 2 trillion paper valuation, it is just for the fools. And the only reason here is for the people that are pushing this nonsense narrative to enrich themselves and lie to you, lie to everyone, and deceive certain fools. So that's why I'm not really super worried about the whole situation with the trade agreement between Russia and United States. We knew that something like this most likely has been in discussions anyway. I mean, like, unless you're like living in some fantasy land, and it's very clear that it's only there to get the people that are rich even more richer. So fuck them, fuck Russia. Slava Ukraini, guys, support Ukraine, and I'll see you next time.